All right, so let's go into our client promos. So client promos are going to be anything that we have that is going on for your clients right now. So free shipping, this is something, I was actually out in Torrance last week, and I didn't even realize that our free shipping is the #1 generating revenue generating campaign that Pictage does. And it is huge for us. I was actually in the call center and couldn't believe how many calls were coming in. I was there on the last day that we offered the free shipping. And if you guys want to know what Pictage really is doing for you and your clients, it's amazing how many phone calls they were answering. And in my own studio, I was seeing that I had sales coming in. So that's just something to be in mind and keep in mind is when we have the free shipping promos, you should be seeing emails coming in that you're selling more work. We also can see that we've got like 25% off albums coming up, and then we're also doing book a portrait session for the holidays. So these are just some upcoming tips. And then we've got our marketing calendar, and the marketing calendar is going to give you the big picture view. And Jim completely touched on it earlier when we were saying our marketing team and just our whole team at Pictage works so hard to put all these pieces together long before the holidays come. And it's so nice to really be seeing the full picture view, because the more that you correlate to your clients of what's going on, the more cohesive it seems with your studio is with Pictage. And I think that's so important. That really helps to build the relationship with your clients. I always talk when my clients first come in for my very, very first meeting, I talk to them about Pictage and how their pictures will be online, and it's a representation of my studio. And I think that's so important that you guys stress that too, because it's just going to make it more cohesive across the board. And I wanted to see, I don't think I have any questions
Yeah, and
about
so
that yet.
here, Katie, is a good example of a place where even if you're not a Pictage customer, if you just kind of take a little time and sit down now and think about the holiday season in terms of basically sort of 3 different things. What products do you have that are hot, that you want, that you know that if you put them out there, your clients are going to be excited about ordering? That's the first thing. The second thing is, what's the most logical time during the holiday season for your clients to want to order those products? Things that need longer lead time, you need to promote early in the season. I know this sounds really elementary, but if you sit down now and, however you like to calendar, whether it's using some online tool or, using an old flip-through calendar on your desktop or whatever, make a note of, on September something or other, I want to send an email out to my clients promoting my album and book products to get them started early in the season. And then, as the season goes along and lead times begin to compress, things that are faster turnaround, easier to get out, like calendars and prints, obviously, and stuff like that, you can wait until later in the season to push out to your clients. And so, like we said at the beginning of the call, and as we're going through it here, it's all about preparation and getting this information in front of your clients at the right time with the right kind of a message to motivate them to purchase.
Agreed. All right, let's talk about, we have a checklist here, and a lot of the things that we're going to cover are on this checklist. But in case you went, you know what, Katie and Jim, they were just so smart, they knew everything, but I can't remember everything they talked about. Read the checklist.
Oh,
Because
they would never say that,
well,
Katie. That's not...
maybe. Wishful thinking.
They would say Katie knows everything, but that Jim guy, man, holy
right.
cow.
So just, keep every now and then use this checklist to make sure that you're on track. And then we also have our webinars, and we teach 2 webinars a week, one every Thursday and one every Tuesday. They're great webinars. We cover a variety of different topics, and a lot just depends on new products that are coming out, or if we're doing software releases, different things like that. And sometimes we'll just do a Q&A session, or getting started with Pictage. So check in with our webinars, and then of course we always have our forums, and those are great. It's just a great way to stay in touch with your community. So we give you links to all of these. And up here at the top, you also see our photographer support form. And I'm going to pull back up my slideshow here, Jim, but I'm going to transfer over to Jim because he's going to talk a little bit more about how to get the best support this holiday season.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that we're really working on is trying to make the support process more efficient for you guys. And the reason is because the more efficient I can make it for you guys, the more time that frees our contact center to deal with inbound calls from your clients. We like to make sure that we spend as much time as possible with your clients because they're always calling about ordering product. And I get this a lot, questions like what kinds of things do clients call us about? And it's everything from cropping issues is very common, where somebody wants to order an 8x10 and a photographer's shooting on a 2x3 sensor and so they're trying to figure out how to fit the content in the 8x10 frame, to which one of these 21 seemingly identical group shots should I pick from, to just a number of different kinds of things. And so we like to free the call center as much as possible to help consumers with those calls. And sometimes they take a while because, there are mothers of brides, for instance, are a good example, or even grandmothers of brides who will call us and they just need a little extra time and a little extra love to get through the ordering process. And man, it's so much fun when they do, because they get so excited about, the orders that they make and getting your stuff. So we introduced this cool little green tab. And what this thing is it's a situation-specific help access method. The nice thing about it is that when you click on this tab and actually send us a question via the tab, you'll see on the bottom it has an email us and chat with us button on it. If it has the chat with us button on it, then we're actually here and logged into chat, so it's during the workday. When you click the chat with us button, it actually sends us a bunch of information that shortens the talk time. It tells us who you are, what page on the site you're accessing the help tab through, and then it'll also obviously have your question. And a lot of times what you'll find is that by the time you get a response on these, which is typically less than a minute, if your question was how do I do this or how do I do that, if you just watch your screen, the support technician here will log on, make the change, and then come back to you and say, I just changed it, did you see it? And so this little thing, believe it or not, saves us about 66% of the talk time with an average photographer issue. And so what that means is I'm spending about 1/3 of the time, which also means you're spending 1/3 of the time. And I know you love our support people and you love the love they have for you, but during the holiday season, it just helps us a lot if we can figure out how to tighten up those conversations and get you the answers you need as quickly as possible, so I can free our people up to get back to helping your customers as quickly as we can. This is one of the cool new things we're doing. The other thing that'll happen on this is that you'll notice that this screen will grow over time. And what you'll see is that, again, because we know what page you're coming to us from, you'll actually have an FAQs link in this little pop-up window related to that page. So you'll be able to see right there, people, calling us about this page usually have questions about this, this thing, does that help you, etc. This isn't us attempting to dodge calls or anything like that. It's just trying to figure out how to support you as quickly and efficiently as possible. So that's what that's all about.
No, and I think this is going to be awesome too, Jim. Just being a studio owner myself, it would be nice, if you're in the midst of something, to be able to also just go, okay, I just need to ask that question really quick, but I don't want to wait on hold or whatever. So you can ask the question and then you can keep doing whatever you're doing and the answer will pop back up. So I think it's going to be a really great feature for everybody.
Yep.
All right, so let's move on to just kind of a heads up of another best practice tip for you. So there's so much going on this time of year. If we haven't already filled your brains with it all, we have added a pop-up that appears when you land on the portal homepage, and it's just going to contain short updates on important announcements, and it's just making sure that you're in the loop kind of at a glance. And once you've seen it, if you're like, okay, I've got it until the next update, you can click on a button at the top here that says, okay, I got it. Or otherwise, this will just show every time that you log into the portal, and it will update for you every time that we put something new on there. So this is just kind of a quick at a glance. Make sure that you read it over and that you're in the loop.